Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, we got some big news to get into, and it will impact this game on Thursday Night Football, so stay tuned for that. But before we do, I want you guys to light up the comment section right now. Predict the score. Who's going to win this pivotal Week 15 matchup in the AFC West? The Chiefs, the Chargers. Predict the score for me. Let us know who is going to win. Get those score predictions in right now in the comments. You're watching the Chiefs Report. I am your host, Harrison Graham. We have some breaking news to get into, and I told you guys it would likely impact this matchup. Chris Jones has been placed on the COVID list. Now, Andy Reid has not ruled him out playing, but that seems unlikely since the game is on Thursday Night Football, which is just in 2 days. Assuming this is a positive test, which, as we're filming, we haven't seen an official word on that front. If it's positive, I mean, he's not going to play on Thursday. I think that's pretty likely at the end of the day. And look, let's be honest. Part of the Chiefs' turnaround, especially on defense, has been due to the reemergence of Chris Jones. He's been a monster, and if he's out, that's a big loss for Thursday Night Football. No Chris Jones equals big problem for Thursday night. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to lose, but I think it's fair to say he's been the most impactful defensive player over the last 6 or 7 weeks. He's up to 7 sacks now, most of those coming as of late. He's been harassing quarterbacks with 14 QB hits this year, and he's been fantastic. He's done a lot of things that don't show up in the stat sheet. One of Melvin Ingram's sacks last week was completely created by Chris Jones in his pressure. So I think him being out, we'd be naive to sit here and say, oh, yeah, that won't impact the game at all. I disagree. I think it'll at least have an impact. How much of an impact? We'll have to wait and see how that plays out on the field, assuming he is out. How big of a loss is Chris Jones against the Chargers? Like, how monumental is this? 1 being you don't think it matters at all, 10 being it's a huge loss. I think it's like a 7 or 8. I think this is a very big loss. I think Chris Jones is the Chiefs' best defensive player at this point in time. So if he doesn't play, I think that's very notable at the end of the day. Now, you look at the defensive line, you need other guys to step up now. You got Derek Nottie, who's been playing better. Jaron Reed's been playing a lot better as well. Melvin Ingram has been a nice get for this team. Frank Clark stepped it up. Alex Okafor made a couple plays last week. This defensive front has played a lot better, and it hasn't been just Chris Jones, but I would make the argument that Chris Jones being dominant again has been the reason, or at least a reason, why this defensive line has finally started to live up to what we thought it could be heading into this season, whereas the first 4, 5, 6 games, it was non-existent. Last month and a half or so, it's been one of the most dominant units in the National Football League. So Chris Jones likely out versus the Chargers. Not official as we film this, but it certainly seems to be trending in that direction. Also on the COVID-19 list, this one came down on Monday. Josh Gordon, he also not expected to play in this game. So, that one not as impactful. Obviously, Gordon hasn't, played a big role on this team, but had his first touchdown last week, so that is one less receiver Patrick Mahomes would potentially have to work with. Now, we're going to preview this entire matchup by incorporating this news coming up in just a moment, but I want to tell you guys about our sponsor today. That is BetUS, and if you want to go bet on Chiefs versus Chargers, this is the place to do it. Go to our link below, and it's got to be our link if you want to take advantage of the jersey giveaway deal, which I'll tell you about in a second. chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Click that link, search it, and click it in a different tab in your browser, and then type in the promo code Chiefs125. Once you start there with those steps, and if you don't go to chatsports.com/ChiefsBet and use the promo code Chiefs125, the rest of this doesn't matter. You're not going to get a free jersey. Do that. Then deposit a minimum of $100 when you sign up. You'll get a 125% deposit, so $100, $125 extra for free to bet on. All you got to do after that, place a bet on any game for any amount. And a lot of you guys just bet all $100 in the main part of your account. Just throw $5 here or there. Like, you don't have to bet all of your money at once. Go lay $5 on the Chiefs or any other game in the NFL or other sports. Once you do that, email us, jersey@chatsports.com. We have some Patrick Mahomes jerseys in sale. The red one specifically, large and up, is available. This yellow inverted one is available in all sizes currently, so you can take advantage of that. We also have Travis Kelce red jerseys. These 3 jerseys are in stock as we speak, so get going. Chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. and then email us, jersey@chatsports.com. This, of course, applies for new BetUS customers only. Okay, so Chris Jones, Josh Gordon, COVID news. Let's take a look at this week's matchup now, previewing what's been the biggest game of the year up to this point. I think it's fair to say this is the biggest game of the year for the Kansas City Chiefs, who are obviously red hot, having won 6 straight games, coming in at 9-4. The Chargers have kind of been up and down, but at 8-5 and having already won the first matchup between these two teams, if the Chargers win this game, they take over first place in the AFC West. So this is a big one. Chiefs only 3-point favorites on Thursday Night Football. Road teams historically have trouble on Thursday night. And I told you guys a few weeks ago when we predicted the remainder of the schedule that this game on the road and the Bengals on the road are the only really 2 ones that I think are even possibly losable. And now that you add into the fact that Chris Jones isn't likely going to play in this game, that's a big deal. That's a big deal when you break down this matchup against a team that has already beaten the Chiefs, albeit the Chiefs were a different team earlier in the season. So who you got? Don't worry about the score right here. KC, LAC, who you picking? KC for the Chiefs, obviously, LAC for the Chargers. Who are you picking in this game? Let me know down in the comments. Another storyline that kind of impacts the injury report here, although he's not injured, is L'Jarius Sneed. So L'Jarius Sneed missed Sunday's game against the Raiders due to his brother's passing. But Andy Reid did say today that he is traveling back to Kansas City. He won't practice today on Tuesday, but could be assigned, could be in line to play this Thursday against the Chargers, which that would be big, obviously. It would be big to get L'Jarius Sneed back. Mike Hughes played well in his absence, but let's be honest. The Raiders receiving core compared to the Chargers, who have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, it's a totally different ballgame. Like, you want your best corners out there. Now, let me make this clear as well. L'Jarius Sneed's dealing with a lot. His brother just got killed. Like, it wasn't just a random death. Like, he got killed. That's a lot to deal with. If he needs more time, give it to him, because the next Chiefs game isn't for another 10 days. So if he's not mentally ready to go, this is a big ask for him. You give him this game off as well. Like, there's bigger things going on in his life than playing against the Chargers. But a lot of athletes who go through tragic situations like this, to help give them peace, they get back to work, and that's playing football. I don't know if that's the attitude L'Jarius Sneed is having, but what we do know is that he is traveling back to Kansas City today. So we'll see if he's available, and if he is, that's obviously a big boost to this secondary. All right, 3 keys to victory, then we're going to sign off here. Number 1, make Justin Herbert uncomfortable. I mean, when he has time, he just has an electric arm, man. I mean, his arm talent is pretty close to Patrick Mahomes. Not many quarterbacks can say that. Having another terrific year, almost 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 11 picks. Made a couple of ridiculous throws this past week. Obviously, without Chris Jones, it's going to be a little harder to be disruptive, but Justin Herbert, you've got to find a way to show him different looks, blitz sometimes, drop 8 into coverage other times, mix up your packages if you're Steve Spagnuolo. Okay, number 2, stay efficient, Patrick Mahomes. Stay efficient, because last week I thought was the crispest game Patrick Mahomes has played this year. 20 of 24, 258, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He was clean. He was solid. No throw he made I thought was dangerous. I thought he played really well. Now, you live with some of the YOLO throws he makes throughout the course of a game, because he's going to hit some of those. But let's be efficient, because the week before he was 15 of 29. 20 of 24 is obviously a much better number. Maybe he doesn't repeat that one, but, 23 of 30, 23 of 32, something like that. Don't turn the football over. That should be the goal for the offense. And then, how about a big Tyreek Hill game? I think we're due for a big Tyreek Hill game, because he's been quiet the last couple of weeks, and typically when he goes a couple weeks without, a couple big catches, typically he breaks out. He'll hit you with 8 for 140 yards and a touchdown or something like that. I think he's due for one of those vintage Tyreek Hill games, and hopefully we will get one of those against the Chargers on Thursday Night Football. And, hey, without Chris Jones, as dominant as this defense has been, this might be one of those games where you might need to rely on the offense a little more, especially considering the opponent. As we all know, Justin Herbert and the Chargers offense is very capable of scoring a lot of points. So, we'll circle back. Predict the score, reply in the comments, pin comment, who is going to win, and what is the final score going to be? Chiefs, Chargers. Get those score predictions in right now. I still think the Chiefs find a way. I think they're too good to not be able to overcome Chris Jones. That train is rolling right now, 28-24. I think it's a close game. I think the Jones injury is a big deal. I think that makes things more difficult, but I think the Chiefs can overcome his absence in this one. Give me Kansas City 28-24, and a win in this game all but seals the division. You'd be up 2 games with 3 weeks to go, so I think you'd be in a very, very good spot. So Chiefs win it 28-24 over the LA Chargers. And don't forget to subscribe and join us live watch party on Thursday Night Football. We'll go live at 8:05 Eastern, 7:05 Central Time before kickoff at 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Eastern. Hey, Thursday Night Football, it's always fun. It's going to be interesting to see how this one shakes out. So join us for that, and we'll see you on the Chiefs Report.